Oh man, when it comes to Jimmy Kimmel, the Trump administration is getting serious. I like to see this. This is good. This is what we've been waiting for freaking decades. So I just listened to, I think it's Benny Johnson interview the chairman of the SEC, the Federal Communications Commission, a guy named Brendan Carr, who I think is from Georgia, actually. Don't quote me on that. I think he is from Georgia. But anyway, is it Brendan Carr? Anyway, so Benny Johnson's like, look, dude, Jimmy Kimmel's lying about the guy who supposedly did, you know what, to Charlie Kirk. He's like, what the hell? And Brendan Carr's like, right. We have an obligation on these broadcast lines to protect the public interest. We give these networks the authority to broadcast to the United States over the FCC. We say we're going to give you the rights to do this, but you have to do it in the public interest. So if we have a group of people who are lying over and over and over again, getting rabble-rousers rabble-roused, that is not in the public interest. We have the ability to rein those people in. And let me get this worm. He's crawling. Here you go, wormy. There you go. Yeah, sad. It's not getting enough water. Sure that wormy probably won't live long here, but I hate to see him on the asphalt. Anyway, so we have the obligation as a public interest commission to serve the public interest and to protect from lies being spread. No different than false advertising. And the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, would have to regulate false advertising to protect the public interest. I don't get why they don't do that with various J to the A to the B. But be it as it may, maybe they'll start doing it. Looks like Trump is starting to get that as well. So the issue that we have here, we didn't ask for big government, but big government is forced on us. And as such, we might as well use it to at least level the playing field, you know? I've never quite understood that. You know, like George Bush, we want a compassionate conservative government. No one knew whatever the hell that meant. No one knew. It's like, what does that mean, George Bush? Well, we're going to give money to our political enemies to show that we're compassionate so they can't call us racist, Nazis, and all that stuff. But Trump doesn't seem to be falling for that, at least not anymore. And as such, this is good. Step in the right direction. Because the issue, of course, is the left has had free reign for years. And I talked about it just a few minutes ago in another video. For decades without any consequence. Let's make them face the consequences. You know, I think we had a couple of apologies from the stupid idiots on The View. I don't watch The View because I don't like men, if you know what I'm saying. I only like the ladies. And if you watch The View, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. I don't think anyone on my channel is watching The View. Why would you? Why would you care what Whoopi Goldberg and those idiots have to say about anything? I don't care. If they could tell me it's raining, I wouldn't believe it for 2 seconds flat. Anyway, so the point being is, when you have the power of government, the purse strings, the legal authority, the Department of Justice, why not use it to go after the people who have been going after you? You know, we're into 9 months of the Trump administration. It's time to start seeing stuff get done. You know, giving Jimmy Kimmel a fine, that's okay, but that's not, I'd rather see much, much more. What I'm saying. I mean, I don't care about Jimmy Kimmel. The guy's an idiot. I don't get I just don't care. But, you know, I like him obviously taking off air for spreading lies. And if the worst thing we can do is get a fine, it's like, all right, well, that's George Bush stuff. We're going to fine them. And ABC News strokes a check for $500,000 that they got from George Forest Open World Foundation or whatever it's called. And they're like, whatever. I made that in a second on the markets. So we find $500,000, I'll show them. And then Jimmy Kimmel's right back to doing his insanity. At some point, you got to be consequences. And financial consequences for the people who run the world just aren't enough because they have more money than they can write checks to cover all their expenditures. Let's just put it that way. So at some point, there's got to be actual consequence. So this is a step in the right direction. All right. But until we start seeing more and more happening, I'm not holding my breath that we're going to get anything done here. I'm just not. But at least they're moving the ball in the right direction. So I like to see this. So, hang tight. We'll see. Maybe this issue with, Utah is the camel that broke, or the straw that broke the camel's back. And finally, everyone's going to see we got to start doing something here, because when the broadcast, which is for the public interest, is spreading lies, other people are hearing these lies and they're taking action into their own hands, which is against the public interest. But Josh, it can come back and bite you. Oh, dude, I don't even want I've heard that for freaking decades. And I say, well, look around. Where are we? It could come back to bite you. I said, you not remember COVID? And sometimes you got to take a lesson from our boy Saul Alinsky and use the enemy's rules against them. I hate to say it, but you want to freaking fight a battle with two hands tied behind your back to prove that you're more justified? Okay, as they're freaking sending you to the gulag. Okay. All right, God bless.